Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. Listen, I'm uninspired when it comes to creating content recently. I feel like it's getting quite repetitive, and it's hard for my passion for collecting skincare to kind of come across as anything other but hoarding when it comes to like showing you what I try and what I have. But one thing I never really lose passion for is skincare, is buying a new product, this weird collector kind of thing I've had going on my whole life. Like I used to collect key rings. That's the worst collection ever. Right now I collect like K-pop light sticks and skincare. I love it. Most of it doesn't get used by me and I end up having to give it away, but I love buying skincare. I love it. I also love receiving it for free. Who wouldn't, from brands? And sometimes one thing I like to do when I've had a couple of drinks, I don't get like blackout drunk, you know, but after a couple of drinks is I love a good skincare shop, because I can use it as an excuse to justify why I bought those things. You know, like, oh, I was drunk at the time. Like when I bought this shirt, I wasn't drunk, but I pretend I was because it's awful. But I like it. So today I'm going to share some products I bought while I was drunk. Some things good, some things not. Actually, I think they're all pretty decent, to be honest with you. Let's start off. First of all, I mentioned I'm a big K-pop fan, and I always am on the lookout for any idol skincare routine. And when I find their proper routines, I will buy what they have bought. And even though I'm well aware that using the same products as someone isn't going to give you the quality of their skin, I still like to believe that sometimes deep down. And one thing I absolutely loved when I saw Sunmi's skincare routine was this combination of Dermatory's 100% Hyaluron Cube Set and the Hyal Moisture Shot by Dermatory. So this is basically hyaluronic acid, and I know I'm taking a step back from overusing hyaluronic acid, but I had to try these. Now, kind of like, let me show you. They come in these little pouches, and they're basically kind of like dried up hyaluronic acid. I don't know how to describe it. They're like these little cubes of pure hyaluronic acid. So it contains sodium hyaluronate at 99.7%, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, hydroxypropylpetronium hyaluronate, and hydrolyzed sodium hyaluronate. So it's basically just different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid. And what you do is you melt that down with their hyaluronic acid serum. So in here we have sodium hyaluronate, ceramide NP, and dermadipanthen. Not a clue what that is. I don't know. We'll have a look in a minute. And what this allows for is just a super hydrating serum. To be honest, is a little bit sticky at first, and kind of like dries down a little bit sticky. But you do feel very hydrated. The cubes are a little bit expensive. You only get 4. They're a little bit pricey for what they really are, and a little bit gimmicky. All you really need is a hyaluronic acid serum that will have, you know, a good amount of hyaluronic acid in. I do feel this is overdoing it a little bit, but I enjoy it. When I do skincare, I love a bit of faff. I love a bit of, well, to an extent, and I love a bit of like fun, you know, like a little extra something to do in your routine that's not necessary but provides some kind of fun interaction. The serum alone is actually a very good serum. So ceramides are of course super important to keep our skin barrier functioning as normal, keeping in hydration, preventing irritation, itching, burning. It is overall a very good serum, a little bit fragrant, so if you're not into fragrances or you have a diagnosed fragrance allergy, avoid it if you want. But I really enjoy it. Again, I barely use it, but I love it. The next product I bought, I was going to do this series. I think I'm still going to do it. So I'm doing this series, right, where I try different TikTok viral products. I've done a couple already, and one of the products that I wasn't going to buy because I've already reacted to it, but I had a few drinks and I was like, why not, is the Frownies facial patches, non-invasive wrinkle smoothers for forehead and in between the eyes. So the idea of these is that you wet your skin and then you whack one of these on like fine lines. So for example, here and here. You leave it overnight, and in the morning, your wrinkles, your fine lines are sunny, completely gone. Well, leave on for 3 hours maximum to overnight for best results. All these really are is adhesive on craft paper, like they say it themselves, unbleached natural craft paper with water activated adhesive. So all you're doing is providing this occlusive layer over your skin that kind of traps in any hydration and moisture, so it's gonna temporarily plump that area. So when you wake up and peel this off, your fine lines are gonna be plumped out, but the moment you start talking and moving your eyebrows again, because everyone talks like this, those fine lines are going to come back like that. You can do this with hydrocolloid patches, with pimple patches as well. I'm glad they're cheap because it's a bit of a rip-off, really. I do believe there are other patches you can buy whose idea is to literally prevent you from making any kind of facial movements, thus, you know, stopping you from like making all these fine lines throughout the night, you know, like muscle memory or something, I don't know, which I think is a good idea because I frown at night. I wake up with like a headache sometimes because I'm frowning so much. So patches that physically stop your face from moving and frowning and scrunching, I think are a great idea. I'm not sure how scientifically they work, but they sound a lot more convincing than these Frownies. Because like I said, you whack them on, you get a temporary result after a couple of hours, a few hours or overnight, and then it's just back again. There's no long-term benefits to these really. And they don't stop your head from moving because they're not strong enough. They bend with your skin. Would I recommend them? No, but they are relatively cheap if you just want to give them a go. One brand that I've always been not so sure on is Charlotte Tilbury. I've just kind of not been really interested in the brand as a whole. I do feel like I'm not the demographic. I do feel like they're for people maybe in their late 30s upwards, you know, higher middle class. They all call each other darling, and they, you know, they pronounce issue as issue and tissues and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. Posh people. But I was kind of interested in the Charlotte's Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. So essentially this is a hydrating, moisturizing, repairing serum with a lot of fancy words in the description. They describe this serum as having a magic matrix of ingredients expertly blended in a high performance elixir to give you a magic boost, which hasn't explained anything really, but also features their Replexium for younger looking skin, golden vitamin C for brighter looking complexion, which I believe is just like a stabilized form of vitamin C, so encapsulated, polyglutamic acid, which is actually great for hydration. So they say Replexium and Squisendally. Oh no, that's just the trademark. Okay. So I have mentioned this product before because I kind of found it funny that they've got this crystal complex in here. So they explain their crystal complex as a 5 crystal complex inspired by holistic well-being and the healing frequency of light and energy. So basically they've taken the idea of crystal healing, blended that up literally and put it into a serum. If you're into crystal healing or you practice it, please let me know and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure destroying the crystals, blending them up and then putting them in a skincare kind of holds the same energy. If that's what you believe in, let me know. I'm not sure. Honestly, when it comes to skincare, I'm more on the scientific side of it, but I do have a side of me where I do appreciate things like crystal healing. I'm very much more into the spiritual side of a lot of things, but I do not particularly feel like this is part of Charlotte Tilbury as a brand. So it did kind of make me a bit like, but we do have niacinamide and that polyglutamic acid, which is great. And this is a bit pricey. I bought this because I was like, you know, why not? I slated it, so let's give it a go. And you know what? It is very nice. It's a very nice product. Is it necessary? Completely no. Absolutely not. I don't think so whatsoever. I think the Glow recipe is a good dupe if you want something to repair your barrier. I mean, it's fancy. It looks fancy. I do feel like Charlotte Tilbury comes with an idea of it's more of an image. There's a lot of image behind it and as far as like who you are, but that's great. You know, it's not my thing, but I do love it when brands have like a cult following and people love enjoying their products and they relate to their brand on like a completely different level than just using something they can quickly slap on because it works. It's just kind of not my realm of life. I don't think I've called anyone darling since I left the fashion industry like 7 years ago. Speaking of pricey things, I mentioned this on my Instagram stories the other day. SK2 Essence, a great product. I do not feel it needs to be as expensive as it is, or maybe it does, but we've just been spoilt with a lot of affordable alternatives. Secret Key, Misha, to name probably 2 of the most popular. NEOGEN do a great microferment essence, which I absolutely love, one of my favorite essences of all time ever. So it's hard to kind of justify the price nowadays, but maybe there is something behind the manufacturing, the fact that it's an iconic product in Asia, and throughout people who love skincare. I think it's a weird thing. However, I bought another one. Well, I didn't. Here's the thing. I bought this with a voucher that I had for Yes Style, and I could not resist the limited edition Tokyo version. I love this. I'm probably never going to use it because it's not one of my favorite products, I have to be honest, but I saw this with a couple of drinks in me. I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. You've got the little head here and that. I mean, it's great. We have this fermented ingredients in here that they kind of put on the map. That is great for a number of things, especially when it comes to things like anti-aging and moisturizing the skin. I think, to be fair, as someone who does collect skincare, this is an important one for me to buy now. Trying to justify it now. I was drunk. Done. Justified. I just really quickly want to talk about that. One kind of product I always buy, and I tend to very, very rarely use. I buy them, I never use them, so I give them away, but then I always rebuy them thinking, no, you know what? I really need to give these products a go. And that is these kind of like peeling pads. These two are from NEOGEN. I have many others from CosRx, I believe. And these are basically usually toners on a pad with an exfoliating side and then a softer, gentler side. Some of them do contain exfoliating acids. For example, the green tea moist PHA gauze pill contains PHA, often referred to as a gentler version of AHA, but has so many other benefits as well. And of course, green tea is a great antioxidant. It's great for soothing and calming the skin, and has been kind of shown possibly to help reduce the appearance of enlarged pores and pore size in general. So I always go for products with green tea in over others. The other one I've gone for is the Carrot Deep Clear Remover Oil Pad. So these are a cleansing pad as well, which I thought was kind of interesting. So rather than like a chemical exfoliator, an essence, or a toner, it's saturated in an oil, a carrot oil, I believe, to help remove makeup, sunscreen, or even if you just want a single cleanse, you kind of get that cleanse and a little bit of exfoliation in one. I thought that was a really, really interesting product. This also contains something called beta carotene to help brighten your skin tone. It says on the back, one pad can thoroughly remove a base makeup and point makeup, helping achieve a clearer skin complexion. So they're not claiming to help remove full coverage makeup, point makeup being like maybe your lips or like whatever you got on your eyes, maybe a little bit of blush, and a light base. So these aren't going to go in heavy and take everything away, but I think they're great for like an everyday cleanse. They're great to travel with as well. Okay. So one thing that I always say is like, I got it for traveling. Where am I going? Where am I gonna go? Why do you have to buy separate products for traveling? I buy travel size products. Where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. And if I am going somewhere, I just take the whole product that's full size anyway, you know? I was drunk, and they're great for traveling. And that's it. Those are the products so far that I bought whilst a little squiffy. Let me know any products that you bought on a whim. Maybe you completely forgot you ordered them because you weren't quite in the right state of mind when you ordered them. The more bizarre, the better. Let me know in the comments box down below. Please drink responsibly. Don't get wasted, I promise you, it's not worth it. You can watch some more product reviews here and some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.